I said he's generated, what? Now he's charged up. See, you better get your flow, you better bar up. He's shutting down everybody with a gun, he doesn't care, cause you know that energy's about to rise in the year.
And welcome to the DNA Show.
I'm Danny.
And I'm Althea.
And we are
DNA Live.
Yeah, girl.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Well, first of all, I would like to give a special shout out, a special birthday shout out to a man that I've known for 11 years who's grown into a beautiful young man.
Go ahead.
His name is Jonathan Rangeli. And I know I'm hoping he's watching right now.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Jonathan. We love you and I miss you and we hope to see you soon, okay? With that said, I'd like to recap what we did last week with your dad.
Man, that was just amazing because you know him, man, with his energy and how much, like, stuff he brought to, like, the industry, man, like, his history. It's like, whoa. Yeah,
but he doesn't have... You and your father are two different beasts, though. I mean, your
Dad,
father...
I know you're watching this.
Because he is, like, very laid back. He's calm, and you're just not.
Energetic.
Well, I'm just throwing it out there. That's all.
I have energy. Like, this woman's sitting there going, well, you know, you should be more laid back. Then what's my name going to be? Laid back? Like,
no,
what?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying he's just a little, you just two different individuals. That's all.
I'm a psycho and he's regular. What more you want to say?
Okay, I'm not going to say anything else. We'll just end it right there.
I'm nuts.
Okay. Well, in any way, our guest for today is, his name is Jason Enrique. And he has a podcast called First Class, Second Place. And he actually interviewed Danny not too long ago. And you can find that on Spotify. And he is a very intriguing fellow. And I can't wait to have these two on together. It's going to be crazy.
Well, one thing I love about him, though, man, is that when me and him are talking, it's just like talking to one of your boys. You know what I'm saying? So... Some podcasts you come on here and it's like kind of like intimidated because they ask you the questions that they know that's going to trigger you up.
Well,
you know what I mean?
They try to stump you.
Yeah, it ain't happening. You heard? Everyone tried it. It never happened. Even with the freestyle, never happened.
Okay.
People are like, this cocky mother. Yeah, I am.
Oh, gosh. So, in any way, he enjoyed it so much that Danny now has decided that he's going to create a podcast of his own. We haven't named it yet.
Yes, I haven't named it yet.
Okay. We haven't named it yet, but it will be out shortly in the next
week or two,
right?
Yeah. So and just get ready for all your artists. I got something for y'all called the freestyle. I want to see if y'all can really freestyle.
Yeah, there we go. So we're going to do that. But in the meantime...
Wait, what about the music I've been doing with Cake Life and the new mixtape that's going to be coming out with Cake?
Oh, my God.
We got to talk about that because my man, he's in the studio. He ain't talking, but me and him been in the studio working with voice like crazy right now, man.
There is no stopping them. There's just...
album after album after single after single. What you want to do?
But the one that is the Road with Cake Life. That's the one.
I don't want to talk about that song.
Okay, I'm just saying, but I love that song.
I got feelings because of that song. She took off my song. She's like, "Oh, this is a great song." So she heard that song. She goes, "Never play another one of your records."
That's not true.
You felt it in your heart.
But it was really good. I can't help it.
Cake. Huh?
I can't help it.
Nah, it was amazing.
Okay.
I just can't get away. I'm excited for like the mixtape. Going to be coming out soon.
Oh, that's true.
From that, going to come out soon. The new albums, the Father and Son albums already coming out. So there's a lot of things. And the musical. Oh my.
Can't forget the musical.
Yeah.
Okay. So we got a lot going on, dude.
Not really. You do.
Okay. So anyway, after this short break, we will be back with Jason Enrique of First Class, Second Place. Sorry about that.
First Class, Second Place, Jason Enrique.
Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the First Class, Second Place podcast. I'm your host, Jason Enrique.
Thank you.
Yeah, so let me ask you the question that I start off with everybody that comes on to my show. Tell me the beginning of your Jersey story. And so I understand that you are a rapper.
Yes.
Yeah. Who are some of your musical influences?
Yo.
I came from the pain, lost a lot to this game. Thought I'd never change. I was in the streets running wild. Ain't gotta say my name. The word how they know me now. The word how they know me now. You niggas worry about dress codes. I'm spitting lava. Keep it tall. If it wasn't about money, I wouldn't bother. I've been running blocks my whole life. Ain't no secret you've been getting ran off blocks your whole life. Hold tight. Leroy Glow with the gold mic. Came from cold nights, scuff nights. Now I got to let her know Daddy ain't never gonna leave. You know I want you, girl, for all eternity. Now I got that money, my money, my money. That told you we blocking on. Why they tryna be playing the niggas inside the girls? We block. Been outside that tip the thing, guy, yeah. I said he's generated, now he's charged up. So you better get your flow, you better bar up. He's shutting down everybody with again, he doesn't care. Cause you know that energy's about to rise in the air. Going shake it for the money, shake it for the money, shake it for the money.
And we're back. Hi.
Hello.
Okay, so we are back now with Jason Enrique of Jason Enrique. I'm stumbling my words, and I apologize.
It's all good,
Jason Enrique.
There you go.
Of First Class, Second Place, and welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I
Baby,
appreciate
right?
it.
Yeah. She's
Now,
good.
before we get to any questions,
Yep.
Okay, you know this is coming, so I'm giving it to you right now. He has a really nice voice, and it's like one of those kind of voices that you hear in a commercial or a voiceover. So I asked Jason, I said, can you just say Colt 45?
Colt 45.
Oh my God, it's just like, it's just like one of those voices that just transcends time. It's like, when you hear Johnny Carson and he would come out and you would hear Ed McMahon in the background going, here's Johnny.
Hey, Jason.
Right?
Hey, Jason.
Yeah, what's good, man?
I hate you.
I love you too, man. Don't worry.
So
From Jersey to Strong Island.
there we go.
Yeah.
And he came out all the way from New Jersey too. So, and you did it twice so far. You interviewed
Yeah.
him as well. So we're good. So if anything, I'm going to start with my questions.
Sure.
So when we start the podcast, when you did with Danny as well, like how do you prepare that guest for your podcast?
Well, it really all depends on who I want to have on my show. And what I mean by that is if I discover somebody and I believe in their talent, whether it's music, any kind of art, they're small business owners, whatever, I get attracted at first from that.
Right.
And then afterwards, if it catches my attention and I want to know more about them,
Okay.
then I kind of do my research. And it's pretty easy these days to do it. Like you could do it on their social media.
Right.
You can
Yeah.
go on Google. Sometimes I've interviewed people that have been on magazine articles and so on
Right.
and so forth. And, people have also have their own websites. So I just basically do extensive research on that. And I really enjoy doing it. I don't even call it research. It's just something I really enjoy to get to know people overall, period. And, being the host that I am, I like to throw in a little curveball here and there. And that.
I know you do.
I love the
man.
element of surprise.
He stopped.
I know he does. Because now you got him interested in his own podcast.
Well, you know what? I just like the way how he is just sitting there having a normal conversation. I'm like, this is dope right here.
Yeah, because you don't even feel like you're doing an interview with you. You feel like you're just having a conversation around a table and just hanging out.
Right, yeah. But the thing about me is I like structure. I like to have a nice, concise conversation that, is kind of like freestyling, for lack of a better term. But I do like it to have some kind of structure. And I
Right.
think that's the key ingredient to not just my podcast, but anybody that has a show similar to mine.
Right. Okay. But is there anything on your podcast that's like off limits?
Yes. I used to be a bartender. And one of the things that we discussed back then was no politics, no religion.
There you
Now,
go.
Yeah. Now, I understand that sometimes you might be able to slide in, a little tidbit here and there. But as soon as that happens, I try to, digress from that.
Oh, okay, cool.
Well, that makes a lot of sense, because you don't want to get sticky into certain situations, and some people might get offended.
And also, I'm the worst debater in the world. I don't know how to do brain surgery, and I don't know how to debate, so I just stay away from it.
Yeah,
that is so smart.
I'm a good debater, right, honey?
And next question.
Okay, so
See, you won it already.
I know. I didn't even have to say anything.
One thing, and I don't want to sound sexist, but a man will never win against a girl when a girl is sitting there and she's already strung on her ways. So, to the next question, honey.
What's your question?
You know what? I feel this is going to be such a great interview. So, what in particular inspired you to start a podcast?
Well, I decided to do a podcast because earlier, I would say like around 2005, 2006, I developed an affinity for radio because I was a driver. I still drive as a day job, but I started driving as far as a day job since 2005. And back then, we didn't have any iPhones, we didn't have any iPods or anything like that to listen to keep us entertained.
Right.
Not even Bluetooth, really.
Yeah, true.
So the only thing that you could listen to was the radio for entertainment in the car. And next thing you know, I'm just listening to the radio constantly. Like Howard Stern was one of my influences, and then I also
Howard Stern, wow.
And then I also listened to a lot of like Hot 97 and Power 105.1. And then next thing you know, I find myself more interested in the on-air personalities rather than the music, because the music, the same song could play every 15 minutes, and then I get turned off by that. But then next thing you know, I'm tuning in for the on-air personalities. I'm emulating them. I'm kind of imitating them and working on my structure and my octaves and my voice and so on and so forth. And the next thing you know, I feel like maybe I could do this. So fast forward to now. Back then, I didn't have any means to go to like a school or anything like that. But fast forward to now, we now have so many outlets, whether it's YouTube, whether you can buy your own stuff.
I was just going to say that. It's
yeah,
about
so
YouTube.
you basically can do it on your own. And then what I love about that is that you have your own creative freedom. And you being an artist, you should know all about creative freedom and making sure that you put the best product out there.
One thing cool what I like about you, one question I wanted to ask, who inspires you?
As far as podcasting?
Yeah, like what was like one big name that like inspired you?
I would have to say Don LaGreca. He is the co-host.
That?
He is the co-host of the Michael Kay Show, and he's also the play-by-play
announcer
for the New York Rangers.
I used to actually listen to a lot Mike and the Mad Dog.
Oh yeah, that was a big one too.
I love Mike and the Mad Dog.
Yeah, so but no, Don LaGreca specifically because I'm a huge fan of the show that he's on right now, and he also comes from my hometown of Hawthorne, New Jersey. So,
oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I figured like if a guy like him can make it, then so can I.
Oh no, that's amazing.
Can we take him home?
He already came to the house.
This is true. Okay. So, if anything, also, and we have another question. What have you been your most memorable moments on a podcast?
My own personal memorable moments.
Besides Danny, of course.
Of course, yeah. Oh God. What's really memorable for me is. I had a guest on. Shout out to Tyson from Let's Talk Jets. So I'm a big New York Jets fan, and he's also a Jets fan, and he has his own YouTube channel. And he's just somebody that I wanted to meet for quite some time. And I met him at a game one time, and we exchanged information as far as social media is concerned because I told him I wanted to get into the podcast game. Okay. And he agreed to be on my show one day, and we had a really good conversation because not only talking about football, but he's also a big advocate of mental health. So the first half was talking about the New York Jets and what the upcoming season is, and then the second half was about dealing with mental health and what we've done, what we've gone through personally, and what we want to do as advocates. So the most memorable thing about that was this is a guy that I looked up to and I wanted to meet. I never thought I had a chance to meet, and not only did I get him on my show, but he basically gave me his stamp of approval, saying that I got this. Yeah, like I got what it takes to be in this business. So that really meant a lot to me.
That was actually
you really do though. That's one thing too. I mean, cut you off, but when I do a lot of interviews, man, sometimes a lot of the times the person that's interviewing me bores me. So then I just give them straight, quick answers and just try to get out of there. With you, I felt more like, yo, this dude is serious about his profession. Right. He's loving what he's doing, and he's making me come out of my shell and loving what I'm doing.
That's what you want.
So, you know what I mean?
I'm going to give you a little bit of advice right now since you want to start your own podcast. I've learned this from a little while ago. If the host is bored, the audience is bored.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So make sure that you do your homework and who you want to bring on the show. And like that's part of the reason why the show is called First Class, Second Place, because I feel like I can do a very good job as far as like first class tier, but they want to keep us down. You know, kind of like an underdog mentality. Right. So with that being said, I want to make sure that I could put on the best show that I could.
Right.
And I want to make sure that I have the proper ingredients to make that meal, so to speak.
Yeah.
And you can't do that without the right ingredients, aka the right interviewees.
No, of course. Like, I was shocked. I hit him up the first time I hit him up. I was like, "Yo, can I be on here?" He goes, "Well, you know, first of all, I got to see who you are and what you do." I never had that before. Hold on, I never had that before. So I stop. I go, "Damn."
One thing about me, man, is I'm very transparent.
Right.
No, I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it because then all of a sudden when you hit me back, you were like, "Yo, you want mixed crap? What was it? Mixed Vibe?
Mixed Vibes Radio.
Right.
Mixed Vibe Radio." Sorry, my bad. Shout out to Mixed
Shout
Vibe.
out to my Minx.
Shout out to my Minx. That's what I was trying to say. I always twist the name even when on the show, but
It's okay.
shout out to you. I can't wait to bring you on the show too. We're definitely gonna bring you on the
yes.
show. You know that girl.
She's so dope. I love her.
I love her
Oh
too.
yeah, no, she's definitely gonna be on the show.
She's very supportive. She's very she's
No,
But it is also, you know what it is? She has that if factor. I think that's
Yeah,
what,
yeah.
magnetic.
good.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what,
Has
that's what
that
drew me to
factor.
her in the first place.
no, she does, and she actually introduced us to that other girl.
Stephanie?
In
With the hookahs?
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out Stephanie Absalom.
Stephanie.
Stephanie, shout you out, girl.
T-Neck in the building.
My
There
New
we go.
Jersey
And
team. What up?
we actually went out there one time for him. She interviewed him
Oh,
that
nice.
one night. When was that? It was like a few months.
September. No.
I saw that in.
Yeah, September.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that, you know what? That's the one thing that really put me over the top, because I knew I wanted to interview you on my show, but once I saw that episode that you did with my Minx, I was like, you know what? Not only do I want to have him on my show, but I don't think a Zoom meeting is going to do this interview justice. So I was like,
Yeah,
you know
when
what?
do you decide of that? When do you decide, like, it's something that you want to do over a Zoom, or is it something that you want to actually go to the person and meet with them?
Well, if I had my way, I would do every interview in person.
I like that too.
I just
I
feel
do.
like the camaraderie is just going to be more authentic. But I understand that it's not always practical. I mean, I've had people on my show that they were doing shows from Miami, or the guy that I mentioned before that does the Jets content. He
Okay.
lives all the way in the Jersey Shore.
Okay.
And I only met him once for like 10 minutes, so I don't know how comfortable at the time that he would felt if we met in person if I traveled all the way down to Jersey Shore.
Right.
So, but now we've been able to get past that. I would like to have him on there live one day, but at the end of the day, if I could do everybody live in person, I would prefer that way. But I understand that there's compromises that have to be made, and the show must go on.
yeah, this is true.
You are an amazing host. I just wanted
You
to
are.
really break that down to you.
Wait,
That's why-
wait. I got one more.
Shoot.
Sure.
Say Colt 45.
Cold 45.
Oh my God. We'll be back when the commercial break with Jason Enrique. Stay
my
tuned. I love the Colt 45.
I know.
Take it away, Bobby.
Now I got to let her know Daddy ain't never gonna leave. You know I want you, girl, for all eternity. Now I got that money, my money, my money, that don't give me black and on. Why they tryna be playing the niggas inside the girls? We black. Been outside that tip the thing, guy, yeah. I said he's generated, but now he's charged up. So you better get your flow, you better bar up. He's shutting down everybody with again, he doesn't care, cause you know that energy's about to rise in the air. Going shake it for the money, shake it for the money, shake it for the money.
Okay. And we're back.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
We're back.
Coke 45.
Coke 45.
I
You
love
already
that.
know.
Okay.
Let me try it. Coke 45.
Babe, don't. It's really.
So
we're
just
good.
stick to rapping?
Yeah, just please don't do that.
I can't rap, man, so you got that gift.
See, we got diversity.
I don't want to speak after that.
Okay, good. So, what is the one question in your podcast that you enjoy getting the answer to? Like, what's that one question?
That's easy, and that's actually the final question that I ask on every episode, because I'm such a huge movie buff, and I don't know how
you
this.
did. I remember that.
Yeah, I don't know how this question came about to me, but I just rolled with it one day, and that question is, and some of my listeners that have actually been on the show before, that you know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
If they were to make a movie on your life, which actor or actress would you want to portray you, and why?
I forgot. What did you say?
He said The Rock.
He said The Rock, didn't he?
He didn't give me a reason why, but he said The Rock. But I figured The Rock was self-explanatory.
Exactly.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean,
That's the man right there.
That's the man. He's
over here. He's like this, and plus anyway,
he's charismatic, you know.
That he knocks out Vin Diesel. Pop, you can play Vin Diesel. You already know.
Okay.
You did say that on the last episode.
Okay, so you've had entrepreneurs, music artists, writers, critics on your podcast. Which one of them intrigued you the most?
Okay, so the one that I would have to say that intrigued me the most was a woman by the name of Selena Sophia. And this is a person that I knew from that's from Miami. And we did a Zoom interview on this one. And I was really intrigued by this one for two reasons. One, I think she has a hell of a story. She's not afraid to put herself out there on social media. She's very open about her struggles with depression and also her addiction. You know, she was an addict and an alcoholic. And one of the main intriguing things about this interview specifically is because I'll let you guys listen to the episode if you guys ever get a chance. But long story short, me and her had a falling out about 10 years ago because her addiction and her alcoholism were getting to the best of her. And there was a little bit of animosity towards us and a lot of things that were left unsaid and unopened. And I just felt like I needed to get closure. So I figured, you know what, let me kill two birds with one stone. Let me put on a great show with somebody that I think is very intriguing and very interesting. And I think that she definitely has the potential to have a movie made on her one day if you know, the right people come along.
Right.
And I just also wanted to get some closure on a personal level. I mean, I felt like there was something that was unfulfilled as far as everything that happened between us. You know, it didn't end well initially, but then we were able to finally get our demons out and put a closure on that, and we're all good now. We're like we already had like admiration and respect for each other before the interview, but this actually cemented the fact that okay, we're good. This happened, we've grown, we've matured, and we can go on from here, and we want to support each other in any way that we can.
Wow. He just blows my mind every time. But you know what? When you were talking before about the gentleman that you interviewed from the Jets, right?
Yes.
And now you're talking about her, the mental health thing. Mm-hmm. Now, that is definitely one show that I would devote an hour to.
Yeah, me
getting
too.
Special people in here to talk about that because a lot of people don't talk about it. A lot of people don't, and those are the type of people that are also that have mental issues are also the ones that are bullied.
Yes.
The ones that are viewed as very different, not regular, and people who should be castrated from society. The reason I say that is because a lot of people who may not have like the best of degrees or the best knowledge of everything, they don't get the understanding that they deserve.
Right, I agree.
Only because they may have some type of ailment, they may have some type of mental health issue, they may have like a dyslexia or something, and they're casted and said, oh, they're dumb. No, they're not dumb. If you really don't know the person, if you don't know who that individual is, you can't sit there and judge them.
Well, you're looking at one right now.
Right, but that's what I'm getting at. Because when it comes to, that's why he started the anti-bullying campaign.
Yes.
You know, with the foundation. It was because a lot of people, you know, they can say and they stigmatize a rapper. Like, you know, in a certain light.
And this goes back to my research because on my research while interviewing you, before interviewing you, I happened to go on YouTube and there was a clip of you on a news segment where you were talking about anti-bullying and some kind of foundation you were doing for it.
Ask Myself.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's what it was. co-founder of Ask Myself.
Right, and that's what
I started the whole thing because I started to see a lot of so-called people that say they were being leaders and really trying to get the leadership weren't giving nothing back to the communities or trying to teach the kids. Me growing up as a special ed kid, you know what I mean? I was like, nah, I'm going to be in the forefront of this, and I got to push this because people that said that, the bullying, didn't know anything really about the certain things that they were speaking about, and I knew that. So when I stepped in, it was like another ball game for them because now they're seeing somebody instead of third-person perspective, first-person perspective, and it was more clear. So it was more communication.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's what the world is missing, communication.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why when you were bringing that up, I think that would be a great show to showcase because I think you, him, and Selena or whoever we can get on the show. Because
I would love to have her on here with you too.
When we get off the air, I'll send you guys her social media info, and then you guys go from there. I'm pretty sure that she'll be honored.
And hey, Pops, if you're listening, man, the movie, he just said it. Cal, if you're listening, the movie. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I have a lot of friends that do independent movies.
Right.
Okay. All right.
That's why when you just said that, and hopefully they're watching because honestly, they definitely will take probably the time to actually really read up and see what maybe if they can maybe really make a movie out of that life.
I think we can make it happen. I mean?
Yeah.
Like my father, I don't know if you know, he's got 3 movies already on Amazon.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And
we
he
can
keeps
work something out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We'll work it out after the show.
Yeah, but see, this is what I love about being in this community, so to speak, that we always want to work with each other and we want to help each other persevere. And this is something what we were talking about earlier off the air, where we don't give a can I curse on here?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck about competition. I don't give a fuck about competition. It's all about wanting to help each other out, and I just feel like we can make strides in a lot of things if we actually collaborate as opposed to just being in competition with each other.
Yeah, that was from the get-go when with our first show. I said to everybody, we are not here to make money and become famous. We're here to showcase other people and work together with other people.
That's not the reason why I got into podcasting in the first place.
One dude that really taught me about that whole thing about not having an ego and drop ego was Charles.
Yeah, Charles.
Because you know what? He wasn't scared.
Shout out Charles Hamilton.
He wasn't scared to show me, to put other people inside his records. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Or feel like competition. He said, if you feel like you're the best, then you're the best in your mind. Like nobody can steal that, and you can't knock good artistry down for anybody. If you think someone got you or someone's better than you on that record, you're not bigger than the record, or you're not bigger than your artistry.
Exactly.
Well, what are the pros and cons on doing a podcast? Like, what should one avoid doing a podcast?
I can't stress this enough. It's all about preparation. Even if you want to do a show that's about freestyling it and just letting the conversation fly, make sure that there's some kind of preparation behind it. Make sure there's some kind of structure behind it. Because I can't tell you how many times somebody have told me to listen to a podcast and I listen to it, and it's no different than seeing a bunch of dudes just arguing at the corner of bodega.
Oh my God. He just did not say that.
Yes, he did, and that's why I love him. He's really
he's very passionate.
He's genuine.
I love about it.
It's equivalent to a talented rapper that makes it big, and then he decides to give all of his friends record label deals, even though they're not.
Even though they're not good.
Exactly.
Just to give them something.
I know a bunch of people like that.
Yeah. Okay. Let's not talk about that.
I think we all do, and not just from hip hop, but from all aspects.
No, I'm talking about artistry.
Yeah. No, but I'm saying that not just artistry, but just all in everyday work.
Everyday work.
Yeah.
You said it correctly.
Wow.
This is why we got to do that episode. I'm telling you.
Hey, I'm always down. I'm always down for the cause.
One thing I want to ask you too is, when you listen to yourself on there, how do you feel?
It depends. Like sometimes I feel like I did a good job. Sometimes I feel like I could have done better. Thank God for editing process. But I listened to some of the earlier episodes. I'll be honest and transparent here. I've listened to some of the other earlier episodes that I've done, and I'm like, maybe I could have done a better job than that. So I actually like to listen to the old ones, even though they sometimes make me cringe, because I want to make sure that I don't do that.
You don't do it again.
Exactly.
Yeah, but it's a learning process. It's how I learned
exactly. And I also can't stress this enough. One of the things that kind of procrastinated me in doing this podcast in the beginning, because I had planned it earlier, but I got it off the ground a little later because I felt like I was being too much of a perfectionist. Like I had to have this, I had to have that. I don't have it all set. It just has to be, it all has to fall into place. But then afterwards I realized that, you know what? I'm losing people's interest that I already told that I'm doing this, and I started to feel like I was embarrassing myself. I was, becoming one of those people that I was judging for not taking the next step into whatever endeavor they want to go into. So I was like, you know what, fuck it. Everything's not perfect. I'm just gonna do it out. I'm just gonna put it out there, and see if it goes from there. If I enjoy it, I enjoy it. If not, then okay, I just got to find another route.
We've done only this is our 6th episode.
Congratulations.
Thank you. But I will tell you, not one of them went as planned. And it was just
But you see, I love that at the same time. I mean, I love, like I said, authenticity is always a plus. You know? Obviously, you want it to have structure and show some kind of preparedness and everything, but you don't want it to sound like cyborgish. You don't want it to be like a robot.
I mean, you know Sometimes me. I have all my questions. I got all my questions.
Listen, her first show, it was the best thing because she went. I'm like, what's wrong with you? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Like I broke her in, and after that. It's taking off.
She's a pro, yeah.
Yeah, no, but he was like, at first he goes, you were so nervous. And it was my first show. I've never been on TV, like camera. Let me tell you something.
I have done 30-ish episodes of the show so far, and even though I feel like I'm getting a little bit better, I'm always going to have those jitters right before I press record.
Always happens to me.
Never, yeah. I don't think it's going to go away.
So it's not me.
No.
You forget it. But
I'm just messed up in the head. When he presses record, I talk all the time. So it's like... Hi everyone, how you doing?
I think that actually works perfect to why you want to do a show or a podcast because just got to let your energy.
Because he doesn't shut up.
Wait a minute. Let your energy podcast.
Oh God, here we go.
I like that.
You know what? This is his interview.
Well, you know what? When people talk something and give you the mindset,
you're giving him all kinds of ideas. You gave him an idea for the podcast. You're giving him an idea for the show, the name. I mean. Anything else you need to know from Jason?
I'm sorry that I'm passionate.
I'm just saying. Okay, so with that said, let's just take another commercial break because we got more time and we have a lot more questions, okay?
This is great.
So we'll be right back with Jason Enrique.
Now I got to let her know Daddy ain't never gonna leave. You know I want you, girl, for all eternity. Now I got that money, my money, that don't give me black and on. Why they tryna be playing the niggas inside the girls? We black. Been outside that tip the thing, guy, yeah. I said he's generated, now he's charged up. So you better get your flow, you better bar up. He's shutting down everybody with again, he doesn't care. Cause you know that energy's about to rise in the air. Going shake it for the money, shake it for the money, shake it for the money.
I came from the pain, lost a lot to this game, thought I'd never change. I was in the streets running wild. They gotta say my name, the word, how they know me now. The word, how they know me now. You niggas worry about dress codes, I'm spitting lava. Keep it tall, if it wasn't about money, I wouldn't bother. I've been running blocks my whole life. Ain't no secret, you've been getting ran off blocks your whole life. Hold tight, Leroy Glow with the gold mic. Came from cold nights, scuff nights.
Yeah. And we're back. Hi, honey.
Hi, wife.
Okay, so anyway, here's my first question.
Yes.
If you could have dinner with 3 people, who would they be besides him?
Okay. I took some time to think about this.
Yeah, well, take your time.
I would have to say that I would like to have Martin Scorsese, one of my favorite directors ever.
Okay.
As well as Spike Lee. And since this is also, I want to have a woman on my arm, I would have Vanessa Hudgens.
Oh. That's
I gotta put on my mic for that one. Wow.
Well, yeah.
That's it. I just gotta put on my mic for it.
I got it with Martin Scorsese. That is pretty dope. I like that.
I just feel like if you ever seen his interviews, the guy can just ramble on and talk, and I just love his passion and how he's very loquacious. So I think that it would make interesting dinner talk.
Okay, you totally stumped me there because I don't know the definition of that word.
Loquacious?
Yeah.
Very chatty, very talkative.
So you just got stumped in your own show, lady.
Okay, so whatever. Okay, so you're on your deathbed. What would your last meal be?
My last meal would be, I'm just going to keep it Jersey. I'm going to keep it 100. I would have a Jersey pie.
What is that?
Pizza.
Oh,
Jersey pizza.
Really?
Yes.
Pizza?
Yes.
Your last meal?
Yeah.
Kept it 100. Write that in there.
Specifically drunk grandma, which is like a grandma pie, but instead of marinara, it's vodka sauce.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah.
What would yours be?
Same thing.
Oh, God. Mine would
keep
be
it Jersey.
like a nice prime rib with like some roasted potatoes, little rosemary.
Yeah, you want too much.
Yeah, well, I'm just asking. Okay.
I mean, if I was going to the electric chair, then maybe, but
Yeah, but still.
I go electric chair. I want some KFC. No, I'm
listen. At the end, the way I see it, I'm just Jersey all day. I was born in Jersey. I want to die Jersey, a Jersey way. So,
were you were born and raised in Jersey?
I was born and raised in Jersey. I was born in Teaneck specifically.
Okay.
And I bounced around Jersey. I was in Patterson. I was in Haledon, Hawthorne, Fair Lawn, Wallington, and I live in Hackensack now. And I've actually spent a couple of years in Miami as well.
Ooh, South Beach?
I would say more like Kendall or Hialeah than South Beach.
Oh, okay. That's probably the only place in Florida I've ever been was in South Beach. And
I mean, it's the only place you really need to be. I mean, you definitely don't need to go to Hialeah. Shout out to my Hialeah people, though.
In your life, okay.
Great.
Next one. So if your life was a movie and Martin Scorsese or Spike Lee was directing it, what would it be and why? Like, what would the story be about? What would
It would be an underdog story because I don't know if I mentioned this to you before, but I used to do music back in the day, and the first album that I had in mind, the title I wanted it to be was True Underdog. So I wanted to be an underdog story of somebody that came from a place from humble beginnings, but is not trying to do the obvious route of like doing like I don't know drug dealing or crime or whatever. Just trying to come from humble beginnings and trying to persevere from that aspect.
Well, what kind of music did you do?
I was a hip hop artist. I was rapping at one point.
Who inspires you in hip hop?
Yeah. This is getting interesting now.
I mean, it has to be Nas. I mean, I think that
Really?
Nas is my favorite artist, and he was to me. I know there's been storytellers before him, but to me, he was my introduction as far as hip hop storytelling, and I feel like he does it still better than a lot of other rappers to this day.
Just too lyrical, man. When he drops something, it goes. Nas is one of my favorites.
I mean,
too.
on the album Stillmatic, he has a song called Rewind. He's telling an entire
Yeah,
story
backwards. Yeah, that was one of my favorite. That was one of my favorite things.
Lil Yachty ain't doing that shit.
He said I hit the one. Wait, who?
Lil Yachty, whoever the fuck.
Who's that?
Exactly.
Oh.
No, I know you. Next.
Where's the shots fire button, man?
Next question. See, look, he's still a podcaster, but man, he's still a hip hop artist. And all right, hit it. In your heart, you're still a hip hop artist. Hit it.
I think it's just the hip hop attitude more than anything.
That's what I'm talking about.
What do you love most about your job? Like, what do you?
As far as podcasting, I just love the fact that it's doing wonders for my mental health because I mentioned this on previous occasions many times on my show that I've dealt with social anxiety. That's the main thing, and I feel like it's not exactly where I want it to be. I mean, I still have my moments where I'm to the back. I kind of keep to myself, and it takes me a while to get acclimated to the whole room.
Right.
But it's done wonders in the sense that I didn't realize that I could be such a, for lack of a better term, a good networker.
Right.
I just feel like I'm so passionate about what I did with the podcast that I'm willing and able to work with anybody that I believe in their talent, and as opposed to somebody that is just hoping that they would just come to me and want to see if they want to be on my show.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I used to get, that's why I really want to do that mental health thing, because I have experienced anxiety from time to time.
Yeah.
You know? And even he was like, what was wrong with me one day? And I was just having such a bad anxiety attack. Remember? And I talked about it on the show?
Yeah, man.
And he had to calm me down. And I was at the laundromat. And I kicked him out, and I said, "Don't even bother staying here. You know, just go home.
Yeah, I was like, "What's going on with her?" She's like, "I had an anxiety
just wanted to be by
attack."
myself.
I'm like, whoa!
And then I forgot what it was. It was something that I can't remember. My memory's so bad.
Go to I think show 3, and then
it was something that triggered me back. A phone call or something. I forgot what it was, and it always takes that certain trigger to kind of bring you back to reality.
Yes.
And that's what it did. And ever since then, I try to, but you know, you can't always predict when something like that's going to happen, and for whatever reason. I mean, I can get anxiety for any stupid reason, but I really, really want to do that show. But I don't want to make everybody depressed right now. So if you could have one thing said on a billboard about you, what would it be?
True underdog.
Oh, he loves that underdog stuff.
Well, that's dope. I really do like what he's saying.
What would you have?
The greatest of all time. Any other questions?
No, I got nothing for you.
Not really. The DNA show. I would love to see that, because I would love to see you shine with me.
Oh, isn't he the? Oh my God, really?
Yeah, now the DNA show.
Don't get me emotional right now.
But it's the honest truth.
Okay, I love you too. So with that said, who is your worst kiss ever?
Oh, wow.
Like, this is not for you. This is for him.
Yo, I'm putting the microphones down to the side on this.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh my God, the worst kiss. That is a.
Was it in high school?
You know what? Absolutely. You know what? It was in high school.
Okay.
It was in high school. It was just very awkward. It was very uncomfortable. And it wasn't a smart idea for somebody to start kissing somebody after they eat sour cream and onion chips.
Oh, God, help me, Lord. You know what? Let me just say one thing about my worst kiss ever. This has nothing to do with Jason.
God.
I'll never forget. You remember back in the days, you used to pay spin the bottle?
Yeah.
Right? Remember that?
I remember that.
Do you remember that?
Okay. 15 minutes in heaven, right?
No, 7 minutes in heaven.
7 minutes in heaven, yeah.
You do everything double time.
Yeah, I do.
So I had this guy, I had to go and, kiss him. I'm not going to give his name because we're still friends. But he just kind of like did that like whole, like he didn't know how to kiss. He just didn't. And it was like he was swallowing
like
a tuna.
CPAP mask on your
yeah.
Like that.
Like remember the was it Little Mermaid when the
starfish?
Yeah. Oh my God! Like all over your face, and it's like get me out.
How did I know that? I had no idea.
It didn't last 7 minutes. It lasted 7 seconds.
No, the worst one I had was when a girl bit my whole lip.
Ooh.
I don't know what the hell is.
But you don't have a scar, so you're good.
No, right here.
Okay, so next question. Do you have a celebrity crush?
Yeah, I do. I did mention her earlier, Vanessa Hudgens.
Oh, okay. Now, if you could interview her, would you?
Absolutely.
Would you have anxiety?
No, I think that I would maybe before and after, but as soon as that mic comes on, it's all about
her.
It's all business.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that would be the only interview that you would want to do?
Well, you just asked me as far as
okay.
crush.
This is true. This is true. I'm expanding on it right now. Who are your top 3 people that you would like to interview?
I would definitely like to interview one of my heroes in the business, Don LaGreca, the one that I mentioned before on the Michael K. Show.
Okay.
Because I feel like he's done wonders as far as like me motivating me for wanting to do this in the first place. And I won't say it here, but there's a couple of questions that I have in mind that I have ready in the chamber if I ever get the chance to interview him.
Definitely are.
Yeah. Another one that I've been trying to get on my show for quite some time, and it hasn't got there yet, but I'm working on it. He was on WFAN. He's also a Jets fan. Joe Beningo. He just retired.
Yeah. I know Joe Beningo.
I don't know him. Mm-hmm. I don't even remember. The only ones I remember from the radio show were Mike and the Mad Dog. I used to love.
Well, he used to do a couple of segments on Mike and the Mad Dog.
Yeah,
interesting fact. He used to be a caller on the Mike and the Mad Dog show, and then afterwards, fast forward to later on, he actually became an employee and a radio personality there.
Yeah,
I thought that was pretty cool.
Wasn't he like an intern or something like that? And because they liked the way, because he kept calling up, and they liked the way that he kept.
Yeah, there's a whole story that goes behind. There's a whole story that goes behind that. We won't get into it too much, but he basically had to, for lack of a better term, audition in order to get a job. Yeah, and then afterwards, now he's a legend in the radio business as far as New York is concerned.
Well, you're gonna be a legend very soon.
There you go.
I hope so. From your lips to God's ears.
God already heard it, boy.
I appreciate that.
I'm feeling the love in the room. I really am. But yeah, can I go on with my questions now?
You are the greatest.
Oh, okay, there we go. No, with that said, though, because you did that, you came to our house and you did the podcast with Danny.
Yes.
And you guys really like automatically had a camaraderie, and that was really good to see and everything like that. But what was the like? When did you realize like this is going to be a really good interview? This is going to be something that that you really enjoy?
Well, honestly, right out of the gate, because like I said earlier, if the host is bored, then the listener is going to be bored. And just as soon as I met him in person, before we even hit record, I just knew his energy. He was ready. He was excited to do it, and I was like, all right, this is gonna be great. This is gonna be fun, and I feel like he's gonna take a load off of me a little bit, so to speak. And he did, and. What I appreciate about his energy also is that it's very abundant, it's very out there, but he also, for lack of a better term, likes to keep it contained to the point where it doesn't get too out of control.
Too out of control.
Yeah.
Right.
Just enough to get your attention and to hold it right there.
It doesn't stop, you know that, right? It doesn't. It never stops. People think
it's like
that
Hurricane Danny, right?
People think that once we're done with the show or once he's done at the studio or whatever, it's like lights out, and he comes home and it's nonstop. What you see is what you get.
Exactly.
All the time.
And I stress this all the time. I've said this plenty of times on my show, and I tell people all the time that I do not have people on my show if I don't believe in their talent or if I don't believe in what they're doing. Because I'll be honest, there's been people that I know on a personal level that they've expressed interest in being in my show. Right. But I just don't think that they have what it takes, and I'm sorry, but I just don't believe in their talent or anything. Now that's not to say that I won't ever work with them.
Right.
Maybe they just are not there yet. But I at the same time, I feel like I want to do a service to myself and to my listeners and make sure that I can put on the best show possible with the right people.
Well, because that's why I loved you, because with your advice and everything and the way you were talking with us even at the house and everything.
Right.
Because we're only on our 6th show, so I want to make it interesting. And there are people who come up and say, I want to be on your show. I want to be on your show.
Right.
And I'm like, it's there, but it's not there. And I'm sitting there going, I want people on the show like you that have something to give. Not only we want to show our support to everybody and everything, but at the same token, you want it to be an interesting show. You want people to watch, right? And,
of course, absolutely.
And that's why when I saw you also, I check you out too.
Thank you.
So I did see that you just interviewed the king of podcasts.
Shout out to Marvin.
Right?
River Studios, yeah.
It didn't come out yet, but I saw that it's going to come out soon.
It's coming out this week, yeah.
That's dope, man.
Because I want to watch, too, because I'm like, it helps me when I see other people and the way... I don't want to copy your style. I just want to get some type of feedback that I know I'm doing good and, people are enjoying me, Because if they're not, why am I in here?
Well, listen, I wouldn't say copy, I would say emulate.
Emulate. That's
emulate.
Good.
I think the best thing to do is emulate, because I feel like a comedian once talked about this. The name escapes me right now, but they were saying that when they first started out, they started emulating them, and then afterwards, as they felt that they were able to progress, then afterwards they started doing their own thing.
Right. You catch, because
wasn't that Dave Chappelle?
Was it?
No. I think it might have been Mencia or something.
Mencia?
Mencia,
yeah. Yeah. Okay.
I don't know who that is.
Because I remember Dave saying that too.
Like before, but you know what? If he said it, I mean that speaks all across the board to all comedians.
Yeah, no, because you got to remember something, man. Even when we started rapping, and even when you started podcasting, you had to listen to somebody to get a formula.
Exactly. Yeah. There had to be someone or something to inspire you to take that next.
You're not going to be like, oh, okay, I'm going to be a comedian, not knowing nothing.
Yeah,
right.
True.
So you have to
you can't go up on stage and start doing your mama jokes or anything like that.
That's what I'm saying. So
I got some good jokes, but I'm not a comedian. I'm not.
Well,
you just scare the hell out of me.
Well, about comedians, it's not only just about having good jokes; it's also about having good delivery.
Right? Yeah. If you don't have the delivery, I don't know why.
Same in music.
Same thing in music, yes, absolutely.
You can't.
Same thing in radio, you know? Like somebody on stage could say the exact same joke or sing the exact same song, but it doesn't mean shit if you don't have the energy behind it or the delivery behind it, you know?
Yeah,
like with you in the podcast I can listen to is your voice and the way that you project.
I love his voice, by the way.
No, I'm seriously, the way you project.
Yeah.
You make somebody feel comfortable in the pocket because you feel confident when you're up there. It's like
Right. Yeah.
The way that I look at it is that I'm coming from a place of love. I want the guest that's on my show to feel that they're comfortable, that they can make themselves at home, and don't be afraid to be transparent because I'm not going to judge you, and my audience is not going to judge you. They just want to hear your story and what you're about, and they're going to support you. If they support me, they're going to support you.
Right.
Oh no, it's all love, I hope my audience too, comes on, starts listening to First Class, Second Place because
Yes, you have to.
I
Available
definitely
on Spotify, Apple, Buzzsprout, anywhere you can find it.
I have one last question.
Yes.
If you had a superpower, what would it be?
Ooh,
I like that one.
That's a really good question.
You didn't think about that one, did you?
No, I did not.
That is
Hey,
a
I'm-
really
yeah.
good
That is a
question.
very, very good question.
What would your okay? Give him a moment. What would yours be?
I already have a superpower. So I
Okay,
can't
you know
talk
what?
about
You know what?
My
don't-
superpower would be transporting.
I like that one. Are you a Trekkie or something?
No. I'm not a Trekkie. I'm coming from a place where I'll be honest with you, I try to think of myself as a punctual person, but sometimes it doesn't always happen that way. So
Yeah.
it's one of
I
those
wonder who
situations.
else is like that.
It's one of
I'm
those
not at
situations
all.
where I wish, like, all right, I want to be there on time. I just wish I could do it with a snap of my fingers and then do it.
Okay, that sounds good.
See,
Okay,
it's different for podcasters and people that go in. They have to. Entertainers usually being late makes the entertainer people more wanting the entertainer. It's
you
like
know
weird.
what? Don't even make
I'm
excuses.
saying, ask him.
But I also think that being late is also a sign of a lack of respect, because you're not showing up to something that may be near and dear to somebody. I mean, they're giving
Right.
you if somebody is like an hour late or 2 hours late to my show, I kind of take that as
He
a
just
disrespect.
blew out his tires.
It's not even that. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when we're performing. Not like somebody's show is different. It's the anticipation for the people that are waiting. It makes it more
Yeah, you lost
stronger.
that one. Forget
Nah,
about
I didn't
that.
lose that one.
No, you just lost.
No, because he's right though. Like when you go to a show or something, you got to be punctual.
Yes,
You got to
do.
be there. Okay, yeah.
Punctual
But that's what I just said.
at all times.
No.
No.
Like that's what what's his name told me. He told me, yo, sometimes be a little bit of late because it's the anticipation.
Oh, okay. Like the ketchup bottle when you're trying to get the ketchup out.
Exactly.
There you go. There you
Okay.
go. and if you're gonna be late, at least give a heads up. Don't just say that you're gonna be.
I'm
at a
talking about
certain time.
superstars. I'm not talking about just.
Oh, but yeah.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
but
Like,
to me, superstars
Yeah.
are just human. Either I don't give a fuck.
no,
Yeah.
but that's what they taught. But that's what they, you know what I mean? Like, I'm being honest with you. That's what they taught. I thought it was stupid
Just
as well.
just because somebody has more money than me does not make them above me as a
There
human.
you go. There you go.
I'm not saying nothing.
just
I
saying.
always think
Okay. So
it's a mindset.
when
That's
you
it.
walk into every time, okay, if you could have one song play every time you walked into a room, what would it be? I love that question too. Sorry. You don't get one. You don't get one.
I'm about to say it.
Okay. Go ahead.
That's a very, very good question.
Okay, if you were having you're ready to rumble.
What?
You're ready to
if
rumble.
I'm ready to like scrap, throw down.
Yeah.
I could think of two off the top of my head right
Go
now.
ahead.
Good.
So one of them would be Mobb Deep Shook Ones.
Yeah. Yeah, I
I
can
don't know
see
that
that.
one. No, don't start singing
It's a
it.
classic. It's a classic.
is?
I'll just tell you that.
Okay.
And the
You
other
play for me
one,
later.
and the other one, which also plays into my Yankee fandom, Metallica, Enter Sandman.
Ooh, that was with Mo Rivera.
Yes.
Every time he came
Yeah,
in.
like every time he came in and that song played, I was like, all right, he's about to shut the shit down. Yeah. And that's how I sometimes would feel like if I'm getting ready to scrap.
Yeah, that I do. Oh, I love Mo Rivera. I really did.
Yeah.
We can go on for him. I mean, when he retired.
One of my all-time favorite Yankees.
yeah, him and Derek.
Yeah. And Tino, very underrated.
Yeah, that's what made the team.
Martinez on
Love
first
Tino.
base.
Yes.
What about Paul O'Neill? What about Chuck Knobloch?
Chuck Knobloch? That's my dog right
Oh,
there.
John.
Nobody ever says them. What about Vladimir Guerrero?
No. This is another segment, okay?
Scott Brocious.
Oh, please. Are you serious?
1998 Yankees. Let's just give it that right there.
No.
Anyway.
No, Bernie Williams. There we go.
Okay.
Ooh.
Another one. Shout out
Just
Bernie.
throwing it out there since you're going to talk now.
Bernie's my boy. Absolutely.
Okay, I'm just saying.
If you don't say Jason Giambi, then I'm happy.
I ain't not saying Jason Giambi.
No.
That is not my favorite.
Hey, as soon as he left, I knew we were gonna have a better chance of winning.
That's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
Jason Giambi. Yeah.
I know my Yankees.
Even though he was one of the
I appreciate
reasons.
that.
Even though he was one of the reasons, though, that we won that whole series, Game 7, and then Aaron Boone hit the home run. But let's just
Okay,
give
this
it-
is
let's
not
give
the
it
Mike
that.
and the Mad Dog show now.
Yeah, you're right. It's a
That could
DNA
be on
show.
another episode.
Yeah, another episode. We could do baseball, okay? But in the
All right.
meantime, I just wanted to say thank you very much for coming.
Thank you for being on the show, brother.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate
Now
it.
tell
Thanks.
people where we can find you too.
You can find me at Jason Enrique _ on Instagram and Twitter. Don't forget to follow the First Class Second Place podcast page on Instagram as well. And yeah, that's where you can find me. You can find the podcast on Apple, Spotify, Google, Buzzsprout, wherever you get your podcasts. And anybody out there that loves the show and is interested in being on the show, holla at me and then we can
Please
talk.
holler.
Holla!
No, wait. One more before we leave.
Yeah.
You know what I want?
Of course.
Okay.
Code 45.
There we go. And we'll see you next week. Thank you for watching.
Yeah, yep.
Can you do Code 45?
Coke 45 and 2 zigzags.
Before I
Baby,
go,
that's all I need.
Before I go, I just want to shout out to my mom, Fernando, and to Tina, my family, they're watching
Hi.
right now. Thank you for tuning in, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Dad,
and we
mom,
out.
brother, hello. And we are out.